Alrighty, so after the huge big excitement, sleepless night for the Anand Carlsen reasons, well, let's get some, what is our topic? Deep strategic thinking. Alright, we will get something like into those strategic thinking. And actually, one interesting topic, I believe that I might have touched this topic in one of my lectures in January, little bit, but it will be interesting to revisit it in a different, well, with just different games and ideas is, well, I will put a position and you will start telling me. So, this is a position from a game of Hikaru Nakamura. St. Louis, you know, boy, you know, how you want to call him, city representative sometimes.
City representative.
City representative, sometimes, at least in the past. And player number 4 in the world in the present, so we'll give him the respect he deserved. And he got this position against Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. Not a homeboy in St. Louis, but been here playing US Championship quite several times, and former US champion, I think 3 times. So he will get also some respect. And it is white to play. And I know that everyone wants to play which move for white? Queen f4, said Julian, speaking for everyone. And now the question is, what's the question, Julian? Is it good? Or maybe more precisely, is Queen f4 winning by force or not? Because after Queen f4, you know, I like those people. None of you is going to be those people that we look at the position after Queen f4 and say, well, after Queen f4, it's either draw or white is winning. Seriously? Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive to say that. Right? It's like white is better after Queen f4. Nice. No. After Queen f4, it's either yes or no. There's nothing in between. Not maybe, could be, should be, I think, might. No. It's either yes, white is winning by force, this, and that, or no, it's a draw. So while I'm speaking, Julian is already super thinking in the position. Winning or draw? So we got in position, I will play it on the board, but before we're going to think in our head that Julian king, we exchanged those, and Julian brought his king here, king on c5, pawn on c6, and black king is on c8. Right? This we get by force. After queen take, king here, king here, king here, king here, king here, this, blah, blah, king here, king on c5, pawn on c6. What do we have there? Maybe. I love those. Maybe a4? King b5 or a4. Okay, good. Both of those moves are wrong, but no, it's good. That's how you're going to study the most. If you play a4, Mr. Julian, I shall play. What shall I play? This. Actually, what should I play? No, it's not funny. I shall play king c7, let's say. King c7 is good. a5, I should play king to d8. So let's you know, in a moment of generosity, let's get there. Take, here, there, here. Ta-da! Okay, this was like forced, right? I mean, nothing to do. Like, you play queen f4, you analyze this position. There's nothing else to analyze. a4 you want. a4, and I go king c7. Now? a5. I shall go king to d8. King d6. I shall play here. a6. So close. Okay. Now rob king b5. King b5. Beautiful. But we're going to study actually something from this. No joke. I play king c7. a4. Oh, I shall go back. It worked once. It worked again, maybe. a5. Good. King here. We take. King c5, I shall go here. And that's exactly the same position that, see, look at this one. Ta-da. The same position that we had in the a6. Okay, I shall go here. Stalemate. So, is it a draw? No, not a draw. Not believing me. Okay, so what to play? Before. Here. Here we are happy. Yes, before e4, before king b5. King d6. King d8. a3. a3, I shall play this move. c7, I shall play this move. Now e4, I shall play this. So close! Incredible. So you want to look again here? You want to admit it's a draw? No?
No. That's c1. Okay, king d6 again.
King d8.
c7.
King c8.
King c6.
a5. a4.
King to b6.
Congratulations! On the 5th, 6th attempt, we won the endgame. And if I played a6, what would you play?
a3.
Seriously? Yeah. Yes. So, what did you study from this endgame, Julian? Zugzwang. I'll tell you what I studied. Oh, my goodness, it's almost like self-stabbing, this thing. Never. I studied two things. When you have a microphone, never knock on your chest. Never. Like that. First thing I studied, of course, the importance of seeing the simplification is crucial. We had such a lecture, I think in January actually, about this topic with different positions. This is the first base of everything. I can exchange queens, I can go to a pawn endgame, I have to get an outcome. Yes, no, I have to. But in the endgame itself, mistakes kept happening here by the crowd. in the endgame. And what was the mistake? One mistake. Once you understood that you don't want to touch this pawn gives you the flexibility to pretty much never be in Zugzwang. Because when this pawn stays here, you are in control of playing a3 or playing a4 at the right moment. You see, you can get into this position, and all you need is to have this position and your opponent run out of moves, and then you play king d6. So if he's playing a5, you will play a3, a4, no stalemate. If you will play a6, you won't play a3, that would be horrible. You will play a4, he will play a5, and then you will move your king. If you touch this pawn earlier, at any moment, if this pawn gone, you gave away for free your possibility to decide on a tempi, whether you are 0 or +1, or whatever, however you want to call it, whether you need to equalize your opponent or you need to give him a move. Touching this pawn, no more win. And this is so important for many, many endgames. I've seen endless amount. I mean, okay, maybe somewhat lower level. Just people move the pieces. Oh, okay, I can move my pawn. What does it mean, move this pawn in a pawn endgame? I mean, how you win pawn endgames? Okay, there are few ways to win. One, you have 5 extra pawns. That's not a bad way to win. But the other way, if you don't have them, and if it's really counting the moves, no, this is your oxygen. You're gonna live or die by how many spare moves you have in the crucial position. By touching this pawn, you touch the spare move. So that's what we studied from this one. Position number 2. This I think was actually played here. I think was played in the match Ponemarova against Nakamura in St. Louis 2011. Okay, let's say this is the position and it is black to play. So here, several questions. I mean, basically, once again, quite simple. What is black's objective? And how should black achieve it? And that's all. What is black's objective and how should black achieve it? If we understand the objective, it's a big step. If we find how to get it, we'll win the game on the spot. Get the queens off. Perfect. Okay. You are a pawn up. Where the kings are is crucial. If you can get the queens off the board, it's over. Finished. History. How to get it?
I answered the question.
That's it. Quitting at the pick.
Queen e3.
Queen e3 check. Okay. King h4.
Queen e5 better.
Queen e5 better.
That's what I like better.
So which line would you play? Queen e5, I play queen h4.
Oh, Queen h5 check.
King g3.
Queen g5.
And then queen f5, the next move. This is right. This is okay. I think Nakamura played queen e3. It's very simple if you get the right idea. Queen e3. And here, you know, many people suggest this move with the idea that this is finished. But if you're white, what would you play? Would you play king h3? No, you will play g4. Black is winning here. Okay, 2 pawns up, he's winning. But, is this a position that black should resign? Black should not resign here. I mean, he's most likely going to lose, but it's not a position to resign on the spot. It's not. I would not resign. I would not. I mean, black is playing here. Sorry, white. I mean, okay, there are always some prepetch, some check, some this. You don't resign in this position. On the other hand, and that's why winning the pawn is not that impressive. On the other hand, if we play, for example, I'll show you how the game finished. Hikaru played this and white just resigned. Very simple. King goes to g4 or h3. We're going to play queen e6. If king goes to g3, queen g5, and doesn't matter where he goes, queen f5 exchanges, which is exactly the same as queen e5, check, check, and so on. Okay, so very easy way to think about it. Exchange the queens, finding the right sequence to really exchange the queens, not win another pawn, not allow the opponent any escape from that, because this is resign. The other position, you're going to play for another 3 hours, and maybe win, maybe make a draw. All right, good. That idea is good. Okay, another position. This is the game Nakamura against Nisipiano. I think from the Bazna, the Kings tournament in Romania, maybe 2010, something like that. And white is to play here. And, well, you're going to think and tell me how should white be playing here. G6. Okay, I will let other people think and then we will discuss your idea. Any other thoughts, or G6 is the only move?
Maybe about 5, maybe. Allowing the pawn and then going to D7.
Seriously? Oh.
It's my idea. I wouldn't say I played it.
Okay, so let's see. This, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just push the pawn, I guess. And then I'll take here. You gave Black quite a lot
Yes.
play. Okay. I don't want to give the pawn. Okay, so let's see. So Julian, what is your idea after G6? Did you see that the pawn is taken?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take.
Bishop take.
King take.
King
King
F4.
F6.
Knight H4.
Knight H4. Okay, let's look at that. I'll play this. Knight where?
Knight F5.
Play this.
What if you could check the knight on the other square?
Yeah, knight G6, I will go King F6.
Oh, he goes there.
No, I have to defend the pawn.
Yeah.
Huh?
Knight G7. Knight E6.
Not so easy. Probably winning for white also this position, but I don't know. But there's a easier way. And it still involves G6.
Maybe G6, bishop takes, and knight D2 to E4.
To where?
To E4.
No. Maybe also decent idea. No, okay, white is in control, but you see, maybe knight h4 f5 somehow will win. Actually, I think it probably might in some versions, but when there is such amount of reduced material on the board, even if it's not pawn endgame, think about it. After g6, take king e4, those pawns cannot move. Knight to where?
E1.
And where you want to go?
I want to take that in pawn.
This one? That's exactly what was played. I mean, I think I think knight d2 was played, but it doesn't matter. You want to go from here, or you want to go from here. I think it's exactly the same length. Exactly. Exactly. You want a clear answer here. Of course, the bishop can go whatever, but then, okay, then he's just completely paralyzed. Like, he has to take. Yeah, I want to see if there's any difference between here. No difference whatsoever. This was played. This. Something like that. I mean, this. Something like this, okay? And 2 pawns up and it's winning. Because he will play d6 and the king goes through. That's pretty much how the game finished. So you want a clear conclusion here. Like seriously, like not yes, not maybe, not I'm better, not it looks winning. It looks winning is not enough. It looks winning, when to say it looks winning is okay. You sacrifice such a huge mass. Impossible to calculate everything, but it's kind of like your instinct, your chess knowledge tells you there is no defense there. You cannot completely prove it, right? You cannot prove it, like write one line equation and prove it. Here you want to prove it. Here, that's what we just did. We proved it. Play g6. We got the idea of going for the b5 pawn, and this one was over. Okay, so that part of proving it is as critical as possible. For example, I will give you 2 other examples of things like that. Well, one of them is a game played by a friend of mine in the US Championship. Actually, it was played after, I don't know, gosh, like 6 hours, 7, I mean, that was crazy. Timur Garev played in the last round. It wasn't for spot 1 and 2, but he showed 3 and 4 with Unishuk. So this endgame was reached on move 82 after they played quite a long game. I mean, let's see, it was 90-30 plus 30 seconds increment, so they played 4 hours, plus they got, very quickly, let's calculate it, like 4,900 seconds. So it was 5.5 hours about game, tiny less up until this moment. White was, it was crazy game. White was better, then he was lost actually at some point. And then I think if Konrad Holt would have won, I think he would have tied, if I'm not mistaken, with Ramirez and Kamsky with 6.5. It was really crazy action. Then White was winning and his king was all over the board. Then it was perpetual. Somehow they got this. Really crazy game. And it's interesting. First, looking at the position, you're going to say that this position is draw. Of course it probably is. But if you have to choose a side, which side would you choose? Tiny bit. Black?
Choose white.
And why black? Because?
The pawns on A5, I guess.
But if you can start checking and then what? I mean, yeah, maybe for a bullet you have more checks and excellent, but for normal chess, white is better. In queen endgame, what decides such endgames is the kings. The kings decides queen's endgame. And white king is better than black. It should be a draw. But the problem is that what is white's plan? It's quite incredible. White wants to bring his king and threaten exchange of queens. And his king is so much closer to the pawn. Black cannot exchange. Black will move the queen, then white will move his queen here, all the time with those ideas. It should be a draw, because black should keep an eye on this pawn. But black is of course worse. I mean, with this king and equal material, how can black be better? Seriously, like if this was in Russia, no, you wouldn't be laughing, like telling me black is better here. But king h6 was played. Okay, you can also see the players had 2 minutes, and okay, they get some increment.
Check.
And here is my question. What do we think about this position right now? And why? Bizarre. I've seen that look. What does he want from me? Okay, so what is this position?
The black queen can't stop any checks by the white queen.
Ah, beautiful. The checks that Julian likes so much. So white can make a draw. Does white have more than a draw?
Sort of looks like we can force queen trade.
You can force queen trade. How can you force queen trade?
I said it looks like it.
I didn't say no. Dude, people are like
Okay, so
going with. But it's good that I'm scary. Like, you know, people say something. I didn't say that. You know, like, did someone hear it? Very good. No, then people learn to think more before they say things.
Right.
So, can you force queen trade?
Sure.
Yes. How?
Queen.
Black to play. So let's do it. If black king go to h6 or to g6, then queen d6. And okay, and the pawn endgame is winning? Yeah, because the king is going to go there and win. Okay. If the king goes to g8 or f8, how do we force queen trade?
Queen e8.
Queen e8,
Check.
queen e7.
Check.
That's forcing a queen trade. I'm impressed. And if king f7,
Queen e6. I mean,
black resigned here. I mean, queen e6 I think was played,
Check.
and black resigned. King g8, king g7, queen e7, queen f8, check, and queen e7. So, what seemingly looked like a completely innocent endgame, completely, turned out that forcing the queen trade, this decided US championship in some way. And you know, let me just see if I am correct about Conrad Holt finish with 5 and yeah, look, he finished with 5.5. He was winning before, so he could have finished with 6.5 together with Karlsen and Ramirez. And definitely he could have made a draw, be here. Although again, before Timur was winning, but a great game. You know, really, like 5.5 hours and being decided like that. If you think that this is so uncommon, then let me show you a little bit stronger players than those. Magic. Okay, so there's probably one player in the world that can play those positions. You know, to be honest, okay, it was incredible. They played very young Magnus Carlsen. I mean, 16.5 years old, playing in the candidate matches after he qualified when he was 15 from the World Cup in 2005. So 16.5 Magnus Carlsen playing against, I think Aronian was player number 4 in the world at that time. 2007 there was Kramnik, Anand Kramnik Topalov. I think Aronian was 4th. So amazing, Carlsen 16.5, and wow, I mean, gave him such a match, just unbelievable. The first 6 games were draw, 3-3, it was the best out of 6. Then they played 4 rapids. This is game number 10 in the rapid, and Carlsen is -1. He lost in game 7. So playing until the last pawn is no joke. Really playing until the last pawn. Aronian won the 2 blitz games and qualified and made it. I think qualified and made it to the tournament in Mexico, which was won by Anand, who became the world champion. But what is this position? Well, what do we think about this position? Is it draw? White's better? Is white better? Is it a draw? White is better. This I can tell you. But is it a draw? Yes. No, shouldn't be that much thinking. Winning? Why? The question, look, what did we say is most important in Queen's endgame? The kings. If Black King would have been somewhere here, we could be speaking, whether it's a draw or not, whether there will be checks, then it will be a big, long discussion. The king is here. What's the discussion? There's no discussion. It's of course a completely nothing draw, like no even advantage here. Let's put computer. Why can't I put computer? I don't know. No computer. Ah, sorry, here. Put computer. I don't know, 0, 2, what do you get? 1? This computer is so generous. You put it on Houdini like nothing. 0, 2 or something like insane. Nothing. Plus 1 in those endgames is nothing. If it's winning, computer should be, depends, either at plus 3, 4, 5 or already seeing checkmates if he's deep enough. Nothing. What? Dude, this is of course a completely insanely dead draw. Nothing to see here. The king is here. I mean, there's perpetuals, but look what happened here. Well, what Black should be careful. And again, it's a rapid game, 25 minutes plus 10 seconds increment. And again, move 80, one can assume they were with 10, 20 seconds each. Or check. Yeah, this already, I mean, okay, I understand this is okay, but why not to go up? I don't know. King h6. Okay, you give some check, I go down. You move the pawn, I'll start checking you. And whenever we will exchange queens, if my king is here and you already touch the pawn, all I need to do is just get the opposition and that's it. Right? Okay. So that's why I like the king a bit up. Okay, check. And what is this position now? Threatening checkmate. 1, 2, 3, 4 checkmates. Okay, how to stop those checkmates? By giving a check. Where to give a check? Queen B1. And what shall white play after Queen B1 or Queen C2? I mean, maybe it's a draw, one of them. Queen F5. And what will Black play after Queen F5? Maybe resign, no?
Yeah.
Maybe resign. Because if Queen B6, Queen F6 and the pawn endgame is winning. Well, white is in the white square. And if not, well, this is checkmate idea in this. So resign. That's how Carlsen tied the match, like after 10 games. Unbelievable. Well, but this Aronian dude is tough. Like, many people would be like really devastated. I mean, losing something like this is painful, like really painful. But he went and he won the 2 blitz games like really very, very easily, like just killed him. But, you know, huge similarities from this move, actually almost identical in the way of that it's happening. Move 84. I think the other one was really 84. The pawn, there was a pawn here. The transition to a winning pawn endgame from queen endgames. You know, this is how we started. We started with first game of Nakamura against Benjamin. Then we've seen another game of Ponemarov Nakamura. Then we've seen not queen endgame but other endgame that again they had some exchanges, and I just wanted to show another Icaro game, and back to 2 queen endgames. Timur against Conrad Holt in the US Championship, and this one. I really don't like, once again, this getting back with the king, of course it's still a draw after it. I think that, again, with 10 seconds it's not easy, or 20 seconds, but pretty much I guess many other moves, like queen e4, for example. Queen e4 should be a draw. I mean, I don't see any way why queen e4 is not a draw. I mean, let's play queen e4 and put it for a second on the computer. And if it's showing forced mate, then okay. Once again. But yeah, this is what you get. I mean, just queen e4, put the queen in centralized square. Tiny bit be careful not to play. Let's show it on the board. Queen h7 is not so cool, because Julian will take, and then will tell me, hey dude, can't you see I'm getting the opposition? He'll be so happy. But if you will play queen e4, okay, then after king h5, okay, now we can play queen h7, and now black gets the opposition. No, again, of course Aronian would make draw 999 out of 1000. This was the one important one that he didn't. But it's the spots of the kings and the force exchanges that are crucial for those endgames. All right. Do we have any questions, or should we get a good sleep before 3:30 to see the games?